back to another episode of Red Hawk Media. Today we're taking a look at part 5, and what we want to do is create a game over screen. If we currently take a look at our game, this is what we've got. We've actually got a character. He runs and jumps, and you can see he's got a fancy little health bar there that we designed in the last time. Okay, and then his health bar goes all the way down, and then nothing really happens. And that's where we want to get the game over screen. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to close this. The very first thing I'm going to do is go into the VCAM layer. I'm going to double click on that, and then I'm going to go into the HP layer, and I'm going to double click into that. Now I'm in the timeline of my actual hit points here. And on the very last line of the hit point animation, whether it's your outline or it's your fill, or in this case I've got just a singular picture, I'm going to add some actions in here. Because when I get to the end of this, I want it to actually go somewhere. So I'm going to go underscore root dot, let's go like this, go to and stop. And then we're going to say, hey, go to and stop on, let's see here, that, quotes, and let's say stage, and this all has to be exactly the same, so I'm going to go stage 1, all lowercase, no spaces, and then I'm going to close those parentheses and a semicolon. Okay, again, underscore root dot go to and stop, and then we got stage 1, and then the semicolon at the end. So we got that all set here, so at this point, it's queuing me to go back to stage 1. Okay, actually, what am I doing? I'm silly here. We don't want to go to stage 1. We just came from there. We want to go to the game over screen. That's better. Okay, so now it's queuing us to go to a game over screen. Problem is, we don't have a game over screen. If we take a look at our scenes, we've got just a scene 1, and that doesn't do much for us. So let's go up to Window, and from Window, we're going to go to Other Panels, and then we're going to take a look at Scene. In this new scene panel that pops up here, we're going to go ahead, double click on scene 1, and let's change that to stage 1. We're eventually going to need that anyway, so I just changed the name of that. I'm going to add a new scene. This new scene is going to be my game over. Now watch how I'm typing this. It's exactly the same as what I put in the code. Okay? Now, right now, I'm on the game over screen, and it has got a whole lot of nothing in here. Okay, so what I could do is I can make it very decorated as you want, whatever you want the game over screen to look like. So let's say I drop in my background here. Let's go ahead and modify that so that fits roughly the stage area. Something like this, just to make sure it covers the white. Let's get that centered like so, and then like that. And pretty close. All right, not bad. Let's go ahead and label that background really quick. And you can do this, again, however you want. The main thing that you need on here is, obviously, you're going to need some text. And that text is going to have to say, game over. So let's get some properties here. Let's get that up a little bit bigger. And then let's put this in black. It's definitive. It is game over. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get our pointer here, resize this box so that all fits in there the way it's supposed to, and now let's center it roughly like that. Okay, so there's our game over script that's going to pop up. You can make it flash, you can make it do whatever you want here. Now the next part is very important. We're going to create a button. I'm going to show you something different with the rectangle tool that maybe you didn't know about. And after you select the rectangle tool, we're going to actually put on a radius on this. So we're going to say 20 for the radius. And what that's going to do is it's going to create some rounded edges for us. So let's go ahead and make this, let's make it the same orangey color, dark orange color as the bottom here. And go ahead and shift and click. And there we go. That did not do anything, mainly because I'm on my background here. Let's try that again. Let's create my new layer, and call it button. Okay, and on that button layer, let's go ahead and create this. There we go, that's much better. Now, did I put a background? All right, should be okay there. All right, so button, we've got that selected. Now, if you aren't sure you have it selected, let's go ahead and lock our background and then draw the little arrow or box around it here. Make sure it's all selected, inside and outside. And now at this point, I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to go Convert to Symbol. And this time, which is going to be different, we've been making everything movie clips. This time, we're going to make it a button. Put the registration right in the middle, and we'll call it Play Again. Keep it really simple, and okay. Alright, now on this button, we want to be able to get back to stage 1. That's the main purpose of it. So we're going to put some actions on it here. I'm going to right click on the button. And actually, one of the things that you should do before you do all this, I'm going to break apart this symbol really quick, Command B. Alright, I'm going to add some text over the top of it. Something like that. And this time we're going to shrink that text down so it actually kind of fits the button a little bit better. And we're going to go play. Let's do this in black. Here, there, and then play again. Okay, let's shrink that text down a little bit more so it's going to fit all on there. And I might have to highlight it to do that. There we go. There. Alright, now let's move that onto the button first. The reason I'm doing this is I want the thing to be all one, all one piece here. So I'm going to select all of this stuff together, and then I'm going to make it a symbol. Okay, so we're going to go Convert to Symbol, and button, and I already made a button, so I'm going to go button 1. Alright, and okay. There we go. Alright, now we're in shape here. So, let's put some actions on this button. We're going to left click on it, right click on it, there we go, and we're going to go to Actions. And here's a bit of code for you. Alright, and let me explain. It says on release, so after I click this and I unclick, or in other words, I release the click, it's going to go to root, go to and stop, and it's going to go to stage 1. Okay, remember when we were back in our scenes, we called it specifically stage 1, lowercase s, no spaces, anything like that. We're all set to go. Alright, so that is good. Alright, now, a few label things here. Right now, the game does not know that this is a game over screen. Yes, the scene is called game over, but the game doesn't know that with the code. So we have to help it out a little bit. We're going to create a special layer here, and we're just going to call this layer label. Okay, and in the label layer, I'm going to click in the very first frame down here. And then over on the right hand side, if you've got the same configuration, you're going to see label. Alright, in here is where we can put the same exact writing as what we had in the code. That's what the code is going to be looking for. This is like our instance name for our scene. Okay, so that's why we have to type it exactly the same. So I put game over in here. Okay, we have to put one more thing on here so that this doesn't just play and stop. So I'm going to add another layer. And I'm going to go Actions. Boom. And go to that first frame, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to add some actions in here. Now, we don't want this stage to pop up, disappear, and then be over with in like 1 second time. So we're telling it to stop here on the scene, okay, and don't do anything until we press that button. Okay, so I added in stop, open and close parentheses, and semicolon. Okay, there we go. I think we're all set up on this stage. Now, we have to go back from our game over screen. We have to get back to our stage 1. Okay, and we have to do a very similar technique of labeling this here. So I'm going to add in a special little layer. I'm going to call that layer label. Okay, and enter. Go to that first frame, click on it, and now over on the right hand side here in the label area, I'm going to put stage 1, exactly the same as what it was in the code. So lowercase s, no spaces, all of that good stuff. Okay, we got that. Now, last thing, got to put in an actions layer. So we're going to go actions and enter that in. This time I'm going to right click on the first frame, go to actions, and then stop. And hopefully this process is starting to make some sense here to you. It's kind of the same thing on every level that you design for your game. Okay, so we got all of that in here at this point. Let's see how it works. This is the moment of truth here. Okay. Jump up here. Let's go ahead and let our spinny thing kill us here. And it goes to the game over. So it got to that last line, or that last little piece of the animation. It queued this code up, and now, oh, look at that. We get a little hand here. That means that this button is clickable. Go ahead and click play again, and boom, we're right back to the beginning of stage 1. Okay? And it seamlessly works. Now, in the same way, you can kind of add on new scenes. You can add on a start screen, which I'll cover in the next tutorial here, but that's pretty much it. That's what we're looking for here. We now have a working game over screen and a play again button. Sweet. All right. Well, nice job. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Red Hawk Media. Bye.